Welcome to the Just Because channel, and today we're going to be doing our next wisdom walk and short guided meditation, which really feel especially timely, I hope, for many of us. And again, these walks and meditations are really a reflection of what's happening in my life, in the life of those that are closest to me, and the outpouring and the extension of what's going on is what turns into these stories which kind of prep us and get us ready for a meditation, and then some short meditation time together, which hopefully gives us a grounding, a centering, a balance, and the ability to draw in lessons and grow and extend in love and peace. So the greater world seems for many right now, at least in my life, more chaotic than ever. And that intensity seems to ripple through our individual lives, bringing some of those challenges that lie within us to the surface. I know that Bodhi, my beloved fiance who wishes to remain anonymous, and one I love more than you can know, which is for another video, have many dear ones in our personal circle who are feeling the weight of life's journey right now. They're trying to make sense of what you might call suffering or seeming suffering, which we'll talk about later. Trying to make sense of the harsh lessons that they seem to be calling in, and the difficulties that seem to be so overwhelming, especially at this time. You know, we've had quite a trajectory over the last 10, 12 years, maybe even a little longer for many of us, and the world just seems to be getting more crazy. So this time together is for all of us and for all of you who are in the thick of it. For those of you who are trying to find meaning in this wild ride we call life, who are grappling with the intensity of it all, I invite you to join me and Bodhi on another wisdom walk, and we'll share a bit of insight to help you make sense of it. And as Bodhi and I walk together, just let us ready ourselves for this beautiful story and meditation. And the meditation will be by a high mountain lake. On the shores of that lake, it's beautiful. So let's start our walk and prepare for our meditation time together. And as always, if you don't have time for the story and the walk, just go right to the meditation. Or if you don't have time for the meditation, just join us for the story. And I think you will find this day especially powerful. So the story today is a tweaked version of the prodigal son. And I wrote this to reflect this story, which has so many lessons. And there's some deeper lessons in here, which I'll share in a direct video later. But let's just begin as we walk towards our beautiful lake destination and the shores of that lake. Once upon a time, in the timeless expanse of the eternal, a radiant being dwelled in perfect peace and unity with the divine source. This being knew only love, for that was all there was. But one day, a thought arose within the being, a thought of separation. It wondered, what would it be like to journey far from this eternal light? What if I could create something apart from love. With that single thought, the being found itself in a far-off land. It no longer remembered its origin, nor the boundless peace it once knew. In this new place, it believed it was alone, separate, and lacking. It wandered through this world seeking love in the forms of possessions, of praise, of power, and yet not one of these could fill the void it now felt within. The farther it wandered, the more lost it became, and the deeper its pain grew. In time, the being became weary, tired, burnt out. It actually felt burdened by guilt and shame, believing that it had forsaken its true home in the kingdom, and that the source that it came from could never forgive its desire to wander. The being hid in the darkness of its own mind, exiled in its own pain, hoping that in time it might forget that choice it now regretted, even though much of this was hidden in the unconscious. But one day, in a moment of stillness, a quiet voice arose from within. It whispered, "You are not lost. You have never left home. All that you seek has been within you all along." The being was startled. How could this be? It had journeyed so far and fallen so deeply into suffering. It had fallen so asleep. The voice spoke again, saying, "Come back to me. There is nothing to fear, for I am with you always. You are still as I created you, whole, innocent, and beloved. Return to the light of love, and you will see that all was but a dream." Being so moved by the call of this voice, the being turned inward, yes, inward, to begin its journey back home. It remembered a phrase, "The kingdom is within." And with each step, it forgave itself for all the choices it had made in fear. The being now saw that those choices were merely the result of forgetting the truth. It began to see that there was never any separation, only the illusion of it. As the being approached the gates of its true home, it was met by the divine source itself, not with judgment, but with open arms. And it said, "You were never lost. You merely believed you were. Your journey was one of remembering, not of returning. For you have always been here with me. Welcome home, beloved. All is forgiven, for in truth there was never anything to forgive. You are as I created you, perfect and whole, and a part of me, as one." The being realized with deep, deep gratitude that the darkness it had wandered through was a gift. It had allowed it to remember its own light, and in this remembrance to extend love to parts of itself it had once rejected. It saw the journey had been necessary, not because it was truly lost, but because it needed to awaken to the truth. And so the being rested once more in the peace of the eternal, knowing that nothing had been lost, and all that remained was love. So as we get closer to the shores of our meditation, let's talk about just 4 things from above. Forgiveness. You know, we use that word a lot, and like the being in the parable above, we all, I think, at times stray far from our true essence. In the truth of it, there's really nothing to forgive because we're always connected to the divine. We just forget. But forgiveness then becomes a correction for our own perception that we're separate, and a recognition through forgiveness that we were really never separate at all. The next one is the journey within. In my life, I have gone looking outside myself many times for the solution. And this story really talks about the idea of descending into the depths of your own mind to face the illusions that you yourself created. And the being's return to its source reflects our inner journey back to peace and to love, and it is an inner job. And we learn from some of those outside things, and we learn from our pain, and we learn from our mistaken beliefs that I and the Father are one, that the kingdom is within, that there is actually no separation from the divine source. We also have the third piece from above, and there's way more than 4, by the way, but the idea of healing through love. And just as the being embraces its past and forgives itself, this meditation we're going to do is going to encourage healing by accepting the loving parts of ourselves we've rejected. That we are enough, that we have enough, that all the answers are right there, that peace is letting go of the separation of the fear. It teaches that when we see our pain through the eyes of love, it transforms and returns it to the light. And that lesson, I think, also helps us to see others that are in pain and to transform that pain that we often judge or don't understand or blame others for, or we become victims for. We can use that to transform that separation between us and others, which is not really there, through love, and returns both to oneness, back to pureness again. That's why love thy neighbor as thyself. And the last one we'll talk about just the idea of gratitude and awareness, which always seem to go hand in hand with any deep mystical journey. So in both our walk and the meditation, there is a deep gratitude of the journey itself. And the challenges and the pain are actually there to give us context, to give us the contrast, to bring us into a deeper awareness of our true nature, which the truest nature of each of us, no matter how seemingly blemished or messed up we are, which none of us truly are at our deepest root, we are rooted in pure love and pure peace. That's our birthright. And so let's ready ourselves for our meditation, and we won't dive in because the lake's pretty cold this time of year, but we'll enjoy our time together by the lake. So get comfortable with me. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Start to let your mind quiet a bit, to maybe listen to my voice, to find a quiet place within yourself, in your mind, in your being, realizing right in this now that peace is already here. And let your body rest as it wills, allowing your breath to rise and fall in its natural rhythm. There's no need to force or control, for the breath of life flows effortlessly through you, as does the love of God. I'm with you now, a quiet guide on this journey towards your true self. Together we will seek the stillness of your mind, where all questions are answered and all healing is found. Let us begin by entering into this stillness, for it is in the stillness that the voice of the divine is heard. It is in the silence of your own being that you remember your innocence and reclaim the peace that has never truly left you. Here there is nothing to fear, and here there is only love. So let's take a moment of silence together. So breathe gently, and as you breathe, repeat softly to yourself, there is nothing to fear, only love is real. There is nothing to fear, only love is real. There is no thing to fear, only love is real. And let this thought take root within you, for it is the truth of your being. It is the truth of all creation. So as we journey deeper into the quiet recesses of your mind, where all illusions fall away and the light of truth shines without obstruction, I'm going to count down from 10 and let each number bring you closer to the peace that resides deep within you. And as we descend, remember that you're not journeying into darkness, but you're journeying into light, the light that has always been there, waiting for your return. 10. Your body now relaxes, for it no longer needs to defend itself against love. 9. Your shoulders release all tension, for they have borne the weight of fear for far too long. 8. Your mind grows still as you let go of all thoughts of past and future. 7. You feel yourself gently now sinking in to the present moment, where only peace abides. Number 6, deeper still you go, and you begin to feel the vastness of your true self, untouched by time. 5, the silence within you expands, inviting you to rest in its embrace. 4, you become aware of the space around you, knowing that this space is filled with divine, pure love. 3, you become aware of the space within you, recognizing, knowing it as a dwelling place for the divine. 2, you are now pure awareness beyond the body, beyond the world. 1, you are one with all that is, for there is no separation in truth. And 0, you are in the depths of your own mind, where only the light of love resides. In this place there is no fear, for fear was only an illusion, a shadow you cast upon the light. Here in this place, you remember your innocence. Here you remember your holiness and your wholeness. Now bring to mind the memory you've been avoiding, the pain you have kept hidden. But bring this forth without fear, for you are in the presence of pure love. In this place, this memory holds no power over you, for in truth, it was never real. It was only a misperception. It was only a mistaken belief that you were separate from the divine. Now that this memory is in your awareness, but with no fear, look upon this memory with a heart of forgiveness. Be in this memory knowing that forgiveness is the only correction the mind needs. What you felt in this memory and in this moment was not wrong, for all feelings arise only from perception, and perception can be healed. Right now, perception is being healed. So now say to this part of yourself, I forgive you. You were never guilty. You were only mistaken. And all mistakes are easily corrected now by love. And as you extend this forgiveness, you release this memory from the prison of your mind. It is not the memory itself that needs healing, but the belief that you are somehow unworthy of love. You are not the pain you experienced, and you are not the fear that you felt. You are the love that remains after all the illusions have been released. Now give this pain back to the divine, for the divine knows how to heal what was never truly broken. And say to yourself, I release this pain back to the love of the divine, and I receive the miracle of healing. I release this pain back to the love of the divine, and I receive the miracle of healing. Feel that now. And as you feel the peace of this release, feel the lightness of your mind as the burden of fear is lifted. You are free, for you were never bound. Now say to this part of yourself, I thank you for the lessons you have brought me. You have shown me where I was not seeing with love, and now I choose again. I choose to see only love. I choose to see only love. Feel that in your entire being. Now, gratitude flows naturally from a mind that has been healed, for a mind that has been made one and whole again with the divine. For it recognizes that all things are working together for good. Every moment, every experience, even those that seem to be filled with pain, with terror, they were opportunities to remember the truth, that you are a holy son or daughter of the divine. You are forever innocent and forever loved. Now take a few moments now to rest in the light of this knowing and breathe in the peace of the divine and know that it is yours forever. And when you're ready, bring your awareness gently back to your body, knowing that the peace you feel within is not bound by time or space. It is eternal. It is eternal. It is eternal. And so are you. Now feel a gentle smile, for you are as the divine created you, whole, perfect, complete, and one. And when this music fades away, open your eyes, bringing this knowing, this awareness, this truth of who you truly are into the world you now see with your eyes, knowing that you are healed and you have remembered the truth. So welcome back. Thank you for taking this journey with Bodhi and I, and all those that are listening. And as you maybe take a moment to check in with the web of love that is being created here through you, through all those that meditated, knowing that this goes beyond time and space. I invite you to connect to this web, to this community, to this network of omniscience, omnipresence, omnipotence that is your divine birthright. And it happens through each lens that is participating today or whenever, knowing that time and space is not a barrier for the divine. And I invite you to carry the peace you might be feeling now, the healing you might have found today into the rest of your journey, into the rest of your walk. And I know deeply that whatever challenges we face, that you have the strength to embrace them with love, compassion, and understanding. I also know that may not happen in the moment of the challenge, but if you keep going back to the divine in you, to the deeper truths, that the lessons are beyond profound. So if you enjoyed our time together, if you found value in it, love for you to subscribe to this community, to this network of love. I will do my best to keep my ear to the divine pulsings, to put out more and more things that will assist us in lowering the gates of separation, to pulling down the veils, to giving us the tools and the community and the resources to remember the truth. So thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and leave a comment with anything you'd like to see, or anything you're going through, or anything you found valuable. Thank you again. Until next time, remember that you are truly loved. You're never alone on this journey. And we'll see you on the next Wisdom Walk with Bodhi and I. Peace and blessings, my beloveds. Love you so much.